Okay, we got a question today, and I'm the one
reading the
Yep.
question. He's doing it.
I'm reading the question. It's a
Yeah.
question, all right?
Okay.
There's no question mark when they wrote it, so it's not technically a question, but yes. It says,
I guess that's true.
I want to write a script, but have nothing comes to my mind.
Okay.
Suggest me any idea.
Okay. Give me my phone back. We can suggest all day long, but I think what you really need is to learn how to become inspired to write your own without any other's input. So I think that's a wrong question. Even though they didn't ask a question,
Yes.
they asked for suggestions.
This is what I want to say, though, from my 2 cents. I think the most beautiful and simplistic stories are the most beautiful and artistic. I think if you look at most things, like when it comes to photography and making a script, if you go in and look and do and focus on one specific thing that you would graze over normally, that's what's going to make a beautiful story, is if you focus on that one specific thing.
Do you have an example?
The homeless guy that's at the store. You know? We talked about this on the podcast.
Okay.
He's probably got a lot of patina.
Okay.
He's got some stories to tell.
Okay.
What if you just made a script about him? He seems just like a homeless guy waiting outside the grocery store, but he might have some stories you could throw into a film.
So are you saying look for the stories in everyday life that you're grazing over and not realizing?
Yes.
Okay. That's a form of inspiration, though.
Yeah. Am I not supposed to give that?
No, that's good. That's good. That's how you see it. Now I'm going to share how I see it, which is not contrary to what you is. It's just different. So if I need to come up with a story and it's a formatted thing, I have to decide I'm coming up with a story before I even know what story I'm coming up with. So if I decide I'm making a short film, well, then I'm going to come up with a story, even if I don't know what it is. What I do is I have tools for inspiration. So 2 main tools for inspiration. I'm going to put on music that's usually in the genre that my gut tells me I should go after. Okay. Fantasy, horror, comedy, drama, thriller. I'm going to put on music and I'm going to kind of follow my gut in that direction. Then I get on Google Images and I start typing inspirational art. And then if I find something that inspires me, I go deeper into that trail. I start to look, like if I see an eyeball and a pirate ship, or an eyeball and a mountain with a dwarf climbing on it or something, I'm going to start going to abstract art and look to see about, like, okay, dwarves in mountains, all-seeing eye art, that kind of stuff. Weird stuff. You get really, this is how I do it. And I'm on a Google search for probably like 40 minutes. At some point, listening to that music and looking at pictures, because I'm a visual person, I am going to come up with an element of a film. I can literally sit down for 2 hours and probably write out 20 short film ideas.
Yeah.
Because ideas come to you that quick. But you have to learn how to be inspired by things outside of you. And an easy way to do that is on Google Images, because it's an endless supply of art that's just given to you with a few types on your computer or on your phone.
Yeah.
And music helps with that.
Or do the same thing as what he's saying with Google, but go outside and find something that's unique.
Yeah, combine it.
A blade of grass. Tell a story about a blade of grass.
Well, there's not really people in a blade of grass story, so I feel like no one will resonate with that. Okay. All right, maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it.
No, there's people. A blade of grass gets cut by people. They get a haircut during the summer.
So maybe the film starts with a blade of grass, and then it shows someone cutting the grass. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, it turns into like this drama, or this family life drama, or this dark story about a man
or
who
just
needs to
following the grass.
Yeah, and he's a landscaper.
And everything that
or he's a landscaper.
The grass piece. No, we're going in 2 different directions.
No, this is how I get inspired. You get inspired by something different. Okay.
Yes, I get inspired
Everyone
by
gets
grass.
inspired by different stuff. Me personally, I get inspired by art and I guess nature, but more like I'm going to go out to the ocean and I'm going to think. But usually in order for me to come up with something good.
We do live by the ocean.
Yeah. I have to like see some art. I have to start a thought. Then I can go out into nature and then expand on that thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't just go out into nature and all of a sudden I have all these new original thoughts. I have to start somewhere and then move to that. That's how I get inspired. Joshua gets inspired by grass, apparently. And
it sounds like grass. I get inspired by grass.
Dude, that's one way to get inspired. Smoke a little weed.
Or grass.
Some people do it that way. I'm not gonna recommend recommend marijuana, but I can't say it hasn't been effective for a lot of people. So you're a human, you make your own decisions. Outside of that, I've given you plenty of advice.
Yeah. So go just do it.
Yeah, and also like we say repetitively on these videos, even though we don't have very many, we're saying it often. You gotta do it in order to become good at it. So if you're not a very inspired person, maybe it takes you 4 hours to look through inspirational art or quotes or articles or blogs to come up with a weird story that makes sense to you. And it might take you 4 hours to do that. But the more you do that, the more you're going to become better at it. And then you get to the point where these great writers like Stephen King writes a whole novel every like 3 months, you know? Mm-hmm. And he's just inspired by dark, real-life drama and strange stuff. But it works. And I'm not going to say I'm on any level of his, but I've seen myself progress by consistently doing it and coming up with a story and then committing to writing it, and then occasionally also producing it into a film, like a short film.
Yep, I would agree.
So, repeat. Well, how does the people on Film Riot say?
Go out.
Write, shoot, edit, repeat. I think it's what they say.
Or
write, shoot, edit, repeat. I think that's how they say it.
Do some grass. Write, film.
Get high, write, shoot, edit, repeat. Get high, write, shoot, edit.
You got to add heat in there somewhere.
Yeah. Man, I think Film Riot's the biggest indie filmmaking channel on YouTube.
Well,
shout out to Film Riot.
No, we are. We're number one. You didn't know that?
I want to have them on our podcast at some point, so I can't start a beef with them. Like, what if they go into our archives someday when we're bigger and we ask them, and they're like, no, because you said this one thing.
Well, do what
I watch your videos. I love you.
Watch them, edit them, do them.
Also, repeat. I love Olin Rogers. Go subscribe to Olin Rogers.
Yep. Have a good day.